We are in New York's Times Square, where Logan has fallen victim to Mysterio's illusions and is causing destruction. The Avengers are doing everything they can to stop him. Logan believes he is fighting Mysterio and needs to take him down. But Taskmaster arrives, trying to protect Mysterio from Logan. Logan's eyes narrow, his resolve hardening. He knows what he has to do and isn't afraid to go through Taskmaster to reach his target. Mysterio starts running, and Logan, filled with rage, shouts after him, calling him a coward. Taskmaster steps in front of him, warning that he'll take Logan down. Without hesitation, Logan strikes Taskmaster, leaving him injured before he sprints after Mysterio. The sight of his fallen friends only fuels his fury, and with a mighty leap, he charges at Mysterio, screaming about the lives he's taken. Just then, Iron Man grabs Logan in midair, flying him high above the streets. "Time out," Iron Man says. But in Logan's illusion, it looks like Beetle has grabbed him instead. Iron Man questions him.
So what is it this time? Mind control? You on the drugs? It's bath salts, isn't it? Just a matter of time before a mutant got his hands on some of that stuff.
Logan, furious, slashes at Iron Man's armor with his claws.
"Stay out of this. It's between me and Mysterio."
Iron Man tries to reason with him.
Can't do that. My job is to keep those people on the street.
Before he can finish, Logan keeps attacking his armor, mistaking him for Beetle. He is determined. Mysterio must die tonight. Meanwhile, in a penthouse, Sin, Crossbones, and Mysterio watch the fight, enjoying every second of it. Sin smirks. She hadn't expected it to be this exciting. If she had known, she would have brought Mysterio in much earlier. This was way better than her father, Red Skull, and his cosmic cube nonsense. Mysterio explains that to Logan, it looks like he is fighting the Sinister Six, and he sees Mysterio as the one running from him. Sin chuckles. She likes it. Back on the ground, Hawkeye tells Captain America that Logan has no idea what he's doing. Logan and Hawkeye had been hunting Mysterio because Logan suspected something like this would happen. He had done something just like this before, where Logan came from. He had tricked Logan into killing the X-Men. Captain America looks serious.
"And you think he's doing this to Logan again?"
Hawkeye nods.
"We never found him. Mysterio's gone into hiding. But I think he's found us."
Above in the sky, Captain America tells Iron Man that Logan isn't in his senses. Mysterio might be controlling him, and they need to subdue him. Iron Man responds that he'll try taking Logan up into the atmosphere to cut off his oxygen. If he passes out, they'll be fine. But if Logan tears through his armor first, Logan keeps ripping at the armor, while Iron Man tries to stun him with his thrusters. Logan just laughs.
"You can do better than that."
Iron Man radios the others, asking for help. She-Hulk and Ghost Rider, riding in his car, begin climbing a nearby building. She-Hulk uses the momentum to launch herself at Logan, tackling him midair and slamming him into the ground. Back at the Xavier Institute, Glob sees the news on his computer. Logan is fighting the Avengers. Shocked, he rushes to Jubilee's room and shows her his phone. Jubilee's face turns pale.
"This is just what we need right now. A whole new Avengers versus X-Men thing. What the hell is Logan thinking?"
Back in Times Square, Captain America rushes over and asks She-Hulk about Logan. She grins.
"Hulk squash, puny Canadian. Make him road pancake."
But before she can react, Logan groans and slashes her ankles with his claws. He gets up, eyes burning with rage.
"I'm done playing with you, Sinister Six. You can't protect him."
He charges at the figure he believes is Mysterio, ready to stab his claws into him. Before he can, 3 arrows strike him in the back. Hawkeye lowers his bow, his face full of regret.
"Please, Logan, don't make me do this."
Sin watches everything on TV channels and screams with excitement.
"It's on every channel. The whole world is seeing this."
Miss Sinister, clearly disagreeing with her, turns to leave the room and says,
"Worth giving up your chance to rule the world, to succeed where your father failed."
Sin follows her outside the room, trying to explain.
"Hey, I get it that this looks like I'm just screwing around, but what you're planning, it's huge, a big deal."
Miss Sinister, now frustrated, turns sharply and says,
Right now, we're supposed to be working on a coalition with Doom, Kingpin, Magneto, Enchantress, and Mole Man. We have the blueprint and should be following it. But you're like a kid with a new toy. I don't know that there's any recovering from this. We had one shot at this and you ruined it.
Sin hesitates for a moment before replying that they still have Mysterio, their secret weapon, and Logan is weak now. They have better options. Miss Sinister shakes her head. She tells Sin that this isn't how it worked in Logan's vision. In the future where they had succeeded, Sin's father had killed Mysterio after it was all over. He did it to ensure Mysterio wouldn't turn against them the way they had turned against the world. Sin falls silent for a moment, then nods slightly and admits that maybe she had forgotten that. As she starts to leave the room, she casually asks Miss Sinister,
Anyway, we're out of beer. Just running out to grab more. Need anything?
Miss Sinister doesn't hesitate.
A Pinot Noir, the higher the cost, the better.
As Sin walks out, her image starts to fade. It was nothing but Mysterio's illusion. Watching from the shadows, Mysterio smirks and whispers to himself, I knew it. Back outside on the street, Ghost Rider speeds toward Logan, his car roaring. Logan leaps onto the hood and starts tearing into it, growling,
This is a sweet ride, Jack-o'-lantern. What you got under the hood?
The two clash, trying to throw each other off balance. Logan leaps again, ready to strike, but suddenly stops midair. His vision blurs, and the illusion surrounding him fades. Only then does he realize it's Ghost Rider. He tries to say something, but before he can get a word out, his strength gives in. His body collapses, and he falls unconscious onto the street. Captain America rushes to the scene and looks at Ghost Rider. Did you stop him? Ghost Rider shakes his head.
He was about to poke holes in my face and then that.
Before anyone else can respond, another voice calls out.
It was us.
Dr. Cecilia steps forward. The X-Men have arrived. She turns to Captain and says,
We've got it from here.
Then, without missing a beat, she orders,
Glob, please load Logan into the van. Make sure you and Forge secure him tightly.
Captain America moves to block their way. Logan destroyed Times Square. He almost killed Tony. We're not just going to let you take him. Jubilee steps forward, lifting her glasses as she speaks.
Logan had us prepare for this eventuality.
Captain doesn't back down. He tried to kill innocent people. Jubilee remains firm.
We'll deal with it.
But Captain's expression hardens.
This is bigger than the X-Men. He's a danger, and we just can't let him go like this. We have an obligation to the people of New York.
As she helps load Logan into the van, Jubilee replies,
And we have an obligation to Logan. We're not going to let you bring him to some super-powered prison where he'll be a sitting duck. You have our word. We're going to do everything in our power to ensure that this can never happen again.
The mutants leave with Logan. Iron Man turns to Captain. We shouldn't have let them take him. We can't trust the X-Men. Captain exhales, trying to keep his anger in check.
I'm not going to set off another Avengers versus X-Men war right now, Tony. No one wants that.
Hawkeye speaks up. Logan said the X-Men had a failsafe. If anything happens, I'll head to the mansion and keep an eye on things. Meanwhile, over in an alleyway, Mysterio sits quietly and he's watching everything.